What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I gotta have that Teej pack. Teej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Teej Henley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Teej Henley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Teej Henley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Teej Henley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Teej pack. Feel the Teej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. We got a full show ahead of us today, so I hope y'all buckled up. I hope that your seatbelts is on tight. I hope that you guys feel great. It is Thursday, March 30th, 2023, year of our Lord. And I'm excited to be before you today. I hope you guys are looking forward to the show. What's going on, bag chasers? It is a Friday Eve. I'm feeling great. I had a good night's sleep last night. Went out, met some beautiful people last night while I was networking out in the streets. Shout out to everybody over at the 11 bar here in Metro Detroit. I love my city. This morning I woke up, I looked at the news of Lamborghini dropping a new vehicle. I said, you know what? I need me a Lamborghini, so I'm going to go ahead and order it. So we got the housekeepers coming to take care of the house today. We got a new chef. We ordering a new Lamborghini. We building a new house. We got a lot of things going on. And so I'm very, very excited to continue to pour into you guys because I feel like you guys should have just as good of a life, if not better, than me. And it doesn't hurt me in order for you guys to continue to grow. So I want to pour into you. I want to make sure that we getting our entertainment on. I want to read the super chats throughout the day. I want y'all to join the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I've been working out. I'm on a 7-day win streak of working out and having my eating perfect. My trainer is absolutely awesome. I have no complaints whatsoever. I'm in a good mood. And so I can't wait to be able to have these conversations with you today. Oh, I've been talking to Pearl. She over in Italy having a good time. And I watched Chaotic show on a Lapeef network a couple days ago. And so I definitely want to recap a little bit of that because I seen something that happened at the end of the show because I went back and I finished it last night. Because when you got a little bit of extra time to figure out and see how things is going, you get to actually pay attention to what's going on out in these streets. And so I seen something, and so I definitely want to tap into it. But first, before we get started, let me acknowledge all of the people in the chat. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to my first super chat throughout the day. Big M Dub says, good morning, great morning, my brother. Loving the content, excited to see what you got for us today. Oh, I got a whole show. I got so much content that I need to go over. I don't even think that I'm going to be able to get into all of it. I think I'm going to wind up going into sharing some of this content tomorrow. So Kingdom Minded, I see you, baby girl. Shout out to all of the early super chats. I appreciate you. Kingdom Minded says, please check your PayPal. Let me check my PayPal and see what's happening out here in these streets. I also want to give a shout out to everybody that's on Cash App. So give me a second to be able to acknowledge y'all. Also, shout out to Kingdom Minded. Oh, snaps. Kingdom Minded sent that 50 ball. Straight up. Kingdom Minded, let me address this PayPal, because I know you wrote me, but you did send me a 50 ball. But I want to acknowledge this, right? Kingdom Minded, sometimes you got to play chess. I can't read your super chat out loud or your PayPal out loud, but I will say that sometimes you got to play chess. Also, shout out to AIM Media for sending that 50 ball. I appreciate you for holding me down. Sometimes you got to play chess, and you can't always reveal your hand, right? You can't always reveal your hand, and so it's important for you to be very, very careful about how you move, because we pay attention to the long-term strategy, not the short-term things that make us feel a certain type of way. Remember yesterday when I was talking about, or the day before when I was talking about, it's important for people to make decisions not based off of what happens to them from an emotional perspective, but from what's happening to what you trying to project yourself to do long-term, right? And so know this, Kingdom. I have conversations. There are people that I'm coaching. I talked to her last night. She's good. She's in a good space. So the goal is to run the bag up. The goal is to be successful. And the goal is to, continue to do what it is that we do. So shout out to you, Kingdom Minded. I appreciate you. Let me also give a shout out to some of these people on Cash Apps, because I want to acknowledge my people. Y'all don't have to give, but y'all do. Mike, that dude with the 5 ball, I appreciate you, Mike. Also, Going Postal 28, I love you. Jalen Hawkins, I love you. I appreciate you also. Lewis Ball Jr., I appreciate you. Lewis Ball Jr. says, for great work with the podcast. Much love, much respect. D. Brun says, respectfully submitted. Thank you. And then Mike, that dude again. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for continuing to hold me down. Let me read a couple more super chats and acknowledge y'all before we get started with the show. Thank you, Kingdom Minded, for holding me down. But I got you. Trust me, I'm on it, Kingdom Minded. I'm paying attention to everything that's going on. My people pay attention to everything. Sans21 says, good morning, Anton. Are you still training with Bricks? Now, Bricks is a good dude. That's my guy. But I have people here in Detroit. And so I like to support my people down in the city. Bricks is my guy, but Bricks is over in Virginia. Funny story, y'all. Let me give y'all a story of when I went and visited Bricks. So I was down in Virginia, and I was chilling, and I'm hanging out with Bricks, and I'm hanging out with some other people that I know down there. And we chilling, and we in the studio and all of this other type of stuff, and we seeing what's happening. So I spent the whole day just hanging out. I walk over, and I'm checking out the Maybach truck, and I'm like, yo, what is this? What's going on over here? And it wound up being Pusha T's Maybach truck, because he came out, he said what up, he gave dap. And so I kicked it with Pusha T for a minute. And again, this is down when I was in Bricks, but a lot of these cities, like the Virginias, the Detroits, and all of that other type of stuff, they small cities. Everybody know everybody. So it's a strong possibility you're going to meet the who's who, even if you're there for a day or two, when you get out and you interacting and seeing what's happening in the street. So thank you for the 5 ball. I appreciate you. Let me give a shout out to Ronnie. Ronnie says, joined the Patreon a couple weeks ago. Honored and blessed to be a part of this army. Thank you for all that you do. Can we give a shout out and a round of applause for all of the new Patreon members? Natasha, can we point the people that's not in the Patreon into the Patreon? Can we drop the link for the people that's not in the Patreon to join the Patreon? Because I got some awesome things that's lined up for y'all. I got some incredible things that's lined up for y'all in the Bag Chaser. Shout out to you. Thank you for the 20 ball and welcome to the greatest army on earth. Officer Reacts says, had my first coaching call a couple weeks ago, decided to finally make my first video. I love Michael Irvin, but unfortunately, I had to show that security footage actually hurts him. Hey, you do you. Shout out to you for the 10 ball. Listen, content creation is not us trying to be in an echo chamber. It's us creating content based off of our perspectives and not living in that echo chamber to then parse out exactly how it is that we see things so that we can make a more informed decision. Shout out to all of my bag chasers that's finally getting into the game. And that also had coaching calls. If you need to get in touch with me personally, email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com. Built with Smith Says new to the Patreon, joined yesterday. Shout out to you for doing your thing, big dog. I love it. I love it. I'm looking at y'all on a big screen over there, the 85-inch, chilling. We got a great show lined up for y'all today. So again, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, all of that good stuff. So before we get into the show today, let me say this. For all of you people that's getting into content creation, that's participating on different platforms, right now, the people that's looking to get into it, you may not be as big. You may just be getting into the game. You may have under 100 subscribers, under 500 subscribers, under 1,000 subscribers, under 10,000 subscribers. You may have a significant platform and have 50,000 subscribers or whatever, right? But let me say this. What you see happening today within the content creation game is politics. That's what it is. It's politics. And in politics, you have to pick and choose, or the people try to force you to pick and choose sides. The problem with the game today is that the same thing that you complain about on the sidelines, because it's easy to sit in the chat. It's easy to be an observer. It's easy for the people that just watch casually and they don't necessarily participate, but they look at it as a form of entertainment. The YouTube game, the content creation game, whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Rumble, any platform that you on, right? Be very, very careful about who you align with, what you stand for, and what you're willing to deal with as a result of it. Because the call that I get more often than not from most content creators is, Anton, I'm not built for this. I can't take it. It's affecting my mental health, and then they drop off. Let me say it again. Anton, I'm not sure I'm built for this. It's affecting my mental health. I can't sleep at night. I don't know. I don't like what they telling me. I don't like what they talking about. And I'm going to also tell you that a lot of content creators, I see you, Mark Smith, reading super chats throughout the show. A lot of content creators, famous people, athletes, Instagram, IG models, Kim Kardashians, all the way down to Joe Blow that just got 1 subscriber. They read everything. They look at it. They study themselves. Kevin Samuels regularly looked at the different live streams that was done about him, people that had opinions on him. He doesn't always respond. He would look at it and take it into consideration. Sometimes people are doing it in order to get constructive feedback to see how it is that they impacting the general audience, whether or not they continuing to stay relevant. People look at the different things that you say about them on a regular basis, right? Some people are more impacted, some people not so much so, right? Shout out to Built with Smith. But more importantly, when you get controversial or when you even start to blow up, you're going to have different people that have opinions about you. Now, when you start to align yourself and say, listen, I want to do collaborations, I want to rock out with you, you're making an informed decision to then try to absorb somebody else's audience or give yourself more visibility. Let's be clear. You're making a conscious decision to absorb or try to make yourself visible to a larger audience. Now, that does not come without either repercussions, more extreme views, more hate. There's going to be people that hate you. Listen, when I say that there are some stands out here, there are some people that dedicate their every waking moment. Yeah, I got my Miami look. This is, for a lot of y'all don't know, this is Aviator Nation. See, we don't do Gucci, just Gucci, the Versace's, the Balenciagas, the Glow Yard, all of that. We don't just do that. We don't do the popular stuff. We do the fresh stuff. You know what I'm saying? So this right here, this is Aviator Nation. A lot of y'all may not be familiar with it, but this is a little different. This might be a little bit out of your purview, out of your scope. So stay in your lane. I don't want to see everybody starting to pop up with the Aviator Nation. I don't want y'all to start popping up with the scotch and soda. Then you're going to be talking about, oh, man, I was on this before you. No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't. You don't know nothing about AV Nation. You don't know nothing about scotch and soda. I got a whole bunch of Coogee sweaters over there that I ain't even broke out for the spring yet. I'm just waiting to drop maybe 15 more pounds, and I'm going to be over there. Give me about 3 weeks. I'll be in there. I got a whole lineup of Coogee sweaters. My chick got Coogee Coogee dresses. We move different. We move based. We Detroit. We so Detroit. I got you, Q. I got the merch coming, but we Detroit. We do what the fuck we want to do. Yo, I still got a pair of Gators in my closet that I ain't even broke out yet. You know what I'm saying? We still do Gucci loafers over here. We different. But let me go back and y'all keep getting me off my square, right? But let me say this, right? Real talk. You have to be careful because when you get into this game and you start to have a level of visibility, you're going to have people that hate you. You're going to have people that love you and ride with you, but you're going to have thick skin. You're going to have thick skin. You're going to have to, be able to deal with what come along with it. You know what I'm saying? And so I just want y'all to be prepared for what you get yourself into. Stop making reactions based off of how you feel. Remember, you the one that's in front of the camera to all of my content creators, all of my upcoming content creators. I did a whole live stream inside of the Patreon where I broke down the content creation game. I showed y'all what it is that I make. I showed y'all my back end. I showed y'all a lot of different things that go on. Don't just look at the money. Don't just look at what it is that you're getting into in order to make a decision of whether or not that's what you want to do. It's a lot of people that came and left. Shout out to Tommy Jean is in the building. Said with the 10 ball, says you're streaming awesome videos. God bless you and the family. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all to everybody that rock out with me. I'm going to be reading super chats throughout the show. But I don't think y'all ready for this. I don't think y'all really know. Y'all think that y'all going to just come in, look cute, smile a little bit, give a little bit of a take, and that's going to be the end of the conversation. No. You want to jump on these panels? You think you ready for Thursday night? You ready to be clipped up? You ready to be reacted to? You ready to have people in the chat calling for your head and telling you that your kids ain't shit? That's what this come with. You ready for people to come at your wife? You ready for people to come at your husband? You ready for them to call you a modern woman and tell you that you a piece of shit and you shouldn't have never been born? That's what's going to happen. I guarantee you. You ready for them to talk about how much you weigh? You ready for them to talk about how dark you are, how light you are? You're a white woman. You're a white man. You ready for them to call you a coon? That's what's going to come with it. Are you? Are you ready for them to call you some of the most egregious shit that that you've never heard of in your life? You've never been called such things in real life. But are you ready for them to call you any and everything? Because I'm telling you that the fame and the money come with the names and the hate and the love. It's all a part of love and war. And you don't complain about it. You embrace it because that's what it is. You ready for them to do a deep dive on your background to figure out who you really are? I was. You ready for them to call you any and everything? You ready for your let me take it a little bit deeper. Are you ready for your kids to be talked about in school because you then get to a level to where they know that your parents are on the internet and then the kids come and talk shit about your kid? Are you? Are you ready to be doxxed? Are you ready for them to tell different people where you work at and try to call your job to get you fired? I'm telling you, listen, I don't know about other communities, but I know that the black community is quite possibly the most toxic culture that I've ever seen in my entire life. They will call your job and try to get you fired because they don't like what you represent on the internet. They will try to find your address and post it so people can try to pull up. Facts. People will do some of the dirtiest things that I've ever seen in my entire life. They will try to do some of the grimiest shit that I've ever seen in my entire life. Why y'all keep telling me that Pearl is here like I don't know that my homegirl be watching me and kicking it with me on a regular basis? I know who my baby girl is. I know Pearl. I know what Pearl be talking about. I know my baby girl. Why y'all keep talking like I don't know that Pearl is out here in these streets? I know who roll with me. We don't waver. We don't move any differently. We don't do nothing different. See, the one thing about me, I heard I heard somebody the other day, they said, they didn't say it out loud, but they said it in the chat. And they said, well, listen, Anton told us who he was way before, years ago. He said, listen, he don't align with this black culture shit. He roll with people based off of their character. And if he know him in real life, then he's loyal and he don't talk about them online in a negative way. He know that he got their phone number so he can call them and figure it out. I've always said that you can have a love for the people that you spend the majority of your time around, which can be black people, but it doesn't mean that you got to hate others or have an agenda in order to try to spew some nonsense. I told y'all who I was from the very beginning, back on a Lapeef show 2-3 years ago. I said it and y'all got mad about it. I said, listen, black culture is trash, and the things that we champion the most and the most time that we spend as a result of it, it's been like this. I've been on this wave. Never mind the fact that I got a black wife. Never mind that every single person that works for me is black. Never mind that I put money in my pocket, in y'all pockets. Never mind that everybody that I put on is black. See, what I found in this culture is that it's not necessarily about what you really do in real life or how much you really support people. The only thing that matters is what they perceive you to say on the internet. None of it matters about what it is that you say in real life. The only thing that matters is what they perceive you to be on the internet. So you can marry a black wife, right? Let me tell you what the comparison is. Let me tell you what the hypocrisy is and why I think that the things that we champion the most in black culture is trash. You can marry a black wife and then say that I rock with people based off of character. So your actual actions mean that you're keeping money within the black community and that you're building black wealth. Anton. And then you can have this gentleman over here that fuck any and everything and have a bunch of kids and don't give a fuck about you. And then he can say that he's pro-black and FBA, and you'll love him more than the people that actually do the things that you say that you want within a community and actually putting together the results. That's why black culture is trash and the things that we champion the most. You can say, hey, listen, I actually put money in black people's pocket and send black people to college and pay for their entire tuition and mentor young black boys that will then go on to marry other black women. But then you can have this motherfucker that just got out of jail saying that I'm keeping it real and you bet not snitch, but I'm all FBA and I want my reparations. And you'll take this guy to be more serious than this guy. You can have this guy, Anton, that says, yo, listen, here's my receipts. Here's my real name. I'm on the internet every day. Here's my wife. Here's my daughter. Here's everything that I've ever done. Here, you can actually go over into my LinkedIn and then you can confirm my job history. You can do all of these things. And I'll show you my bank account. I'll show you my brokerage account. And I'll actually show you all of the different people who I put money in their pocket and help them to come up. I've invested in other black businesses. I even have an Invest in Yourself series in which I fund other women and black people in order to be successful here. And then you can have this motherfucker that rob, steal, kill, and then they kids are going to come up and take your tires. And all they got to say is, but I'm pro-black, and it means more to the black community than the people that actually got the results. That's why the things that we champion the most is trash within the black culture. And that's why I don't care, because I have no strings on me. I came into this game not caring about anything or anything that anyone thinks about me, because I said that my tribe will find me. I don't care. I'm never going to switch up. If I grow, that's one thing. But if I continue to stand on my square based off of what my principles are, because see, I didn't see within the Bible where it said that once Jesus came and he forgave us for all of our sins, and that we were all now seeds of Abraham, and it's all about those that believe and call on the name of the Lord, not necessarily align yourself based off of separation. I didn't see that. I seen the history of what happened in the Old Testament translate over into what it is that Jesus came in order to make sure that he called us his friends in the New Testament. If you give your life over to Christ, I didn't know he said that, oh, you can only give your life over to Christ, but you still got to separate yourself based off of color and not based off of character. I didn't see that. And so the things that I live by is the things that my father taught me, but he also taught me to stand on my square and don't move or acquiesce based off of mob culture, because you stand on what it is that you stand on. and you be who you gonna be. And it's funny, I see Derek Hardy, he said he thinks he's untouchable. It's not that I'm untouchable, it's just that I don't give a fuck. And it doesn't matter whether you touch me or not, I'm still not gonna switch up because I'm not you. I'm not a bitch. See, you gonna move based off of whether or not you think you touchable or not. I'm willing to die for the shit that I believe in. That's the difference. Real men don't move based off of mob culture. That's your bitch ass. Your bitch ass start moving based off of whether or not you think people like you or not. That's why we ain't got no real men in society today. It's because all of y'all is bitches. All of y'all mean nothing. The only thing you care about is what other people feel about you. You ain't got no stance. You ain't got no position. Your girl don't respect you. Your kids don't respect you. Your mama don't respect you. And your daddy wish he never had you. You's a bitch in real life. I'm in the streets in real life. I volunteer in real life. I make sure that I put people to work in real life. I go and catch the queue line. I catch the bus. I'm out here in the streets and I'm making sure that everybody is taken care of. I'm city to city, state to state because I have no fear in me. I don't move based off of what everybody else say. I move based off of what I was taught and what was put into me and my father. I don't have no fear in me. I don't fear no man. It's God over man, man over woman, woman over child. Your woman is over you and the mob culture is over you. Ain't nobody over me. Only person that can tell me what to do, the only person I take direction from God, not from you, you bitch ass nigga. I don't take direction from y'all. I don't give a fuck about what y'all think. I don't care if I'm rich or I'm broke. I'm never going to switch up where my position is because I'm a man's man. That's the difference between me and you. Anybody that never met me in person, know I'm exactly the same way. Anybody that's ever got a coaching call from me, know I'm exactly the same way. It don't matter who you are. It don't matter where you come from. We all come from the hood. But the reality is that you's a bitch and I'm a real one because I don't pivot. I don't switch up and I stand on what I say and I mean what I said. That's the difference. That's why don't nobody respect you. That's why you walk around with a letter on your avatar and I'm a real person in real life. And I tell you where I'm going to go, and I never see none of you niggas show up. All of these people saying that they was down and they was real. I seen a lot of people that said that they love Kevin Samuels, but guess what? I ain't seen none of the motherfuckers at the funeral. I seen a lot of people that said that they loved Kev, but I ain't seen nobody at the fucking funeral. I did see a few people. I seen a few people. I seen some people that showed up for his funeral. I ain't saying nobody, but all of these people that said that they paid homage, everybody that said that they loved him, I ain't seen none of them at his funeral. I ain't seen none of them go and say hi to his family. His whole family can say that, yeah, Anton was here. Yeah, Anton did them overnight flights over to Oklahoma City in order to show homage and pay love. Because I'm a real one in real life. They don't make them like me no more. So a lot of people made a lot of money off Kev. And ain't none of them motherfuckers pay homage. You know what they did? They did another live stream to make some more money off Kev. And ain't none of them go and say what up, though. Ain't none of them go and pay homage and say what up to their mother or the daughter or even the best friend Jeff and none of that shit. I want to hear that shit. Keep talking about how real y'all are. Let me get into these super chats and we're going to get into the show. One thing about me is I don't switch up. I don't switch up. If I met you in person, if I know you in real life, if I got your phone number, if it's easy for me to get in contact with you, I will. I will. I'm not putting on a shit show. I don't put on shit shows for the mob in order to make y'all feel better about how it is that y'all doing things. We don't do that over in Detroit. We don't do that in Detroit. We different. We way different. Somebody said the pink shirt ain't helping your cause of your masculinity. I bet you your girl like it. I bet you your girl like it. Send this live stream over to your girl and ask her if she like my pink shirt. Oh, let's get into the show. Let me read a couple of these super chats. Mark Smith says, my coaching calls next month. Can't wait. All love here. Your tribe will find you. Stop trying to be everybody's friend. Your tribe is going to find you. Shen C says, salute, bro. Looking like Miami Daniels today. All day with it. All day with it. This old lady, my love, shout out, says, Anton has never switched up. Rita is just as real, both amazing. I actually talked to this old lady on the phone. I talked to her. I said, hey, baby girl, don't you worry about what everybody's saying about you. Anton from Anton Daniels, he got your back. He got your back. Let's get into the show. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. It's going to be a hot one, and I might go a little bit longer than I usually do. It's going to be a hot one. Hey, don't block nobody today. Don't block nobody today. We want the love. We want the hate. We want the likes. We want the dislikes. We want all of the smoke. Hey, mods, don't block nobody today. Don't block nobody today. If they get super disrespectful, you can time them out. But we not blocking nobody today. We want them here. We want them to get this work. What my man Loaded Luck say? You gonna get this work. I'm reading super chats throughout the show. Let me I recaught a live stream, right? Shout out to the Lapeef Network. Shout out to the Lapeef Network. I caught a live stream the other day from Chaotic. Shout out to Chaotic. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree. But I promise you, I got a whole show lined up for you today. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree. And then I went back and I rewatched. Shout out to my dog, Anthony Brian Logan. I love what you got going on over there from one conservative brother to another. I love you. I love what Brian Anthony Logan is doing over there. I caught the tail end of a live stream because I thought Chaotic was shutting down the show, right? But then I went back because, you know, I'm paying attention because I own what's happening going on the Lapeef Network. And I went back and I looked at some things, right? And I said, wait a minute. This is good content. This is good content, right? Hey, let me tell you how fickle people are. Remember when everybody was saying Trump bad man orange? And now all of a sudden, all of the black people is saying, oh, I didn't want to vote for Biden. Oh, no, man, we was down for Trump. No, you voted the way that you said that you was going to vote, and now you finessing. I think everything should be public. I think that the votes that people make should be public. I'm tired of people lying and capping and switching their position based off of whatever it is that the mob say. We've been conservative the whole time, and now y'all switching it up. I love to switch up. Keep that same energy, right? And so throughout the show, let me just break down the part, right? Let me go over to, let's see if we can find this. When I seen Blessing pop up. Let's start here.
Really hectic right now, but you got to bear with me, man. It's a lot going on. Your Sports Now with the $5 super chat says, it's a slap in the face to those who died for us to be here. To act like someone saying something we don't like is racism. Let's see. Thank you so much, Your Sports Now. Speaking of sports, I will be ending the show with a sports topic. Did you see Bronny? Let's be honest. Bronny was struggling in that slam dunk contest. Let's be completely honest. Hold on for a second. Yo.
Can you hear me?
Hear you now.
All right. Perfect. Yeah. So for those that don't know, I'm blessed.
So make sure you share this with your family and friends. It's going to be a phenomenal show today.
I do the behind the scenes and stuff like that. I'm the producer, and I don't like to show my face because I'm not about this internet in terms of like, I don't want people to be trolling me and that. I like to.
So this is Blessing. Blessing is the person that basically manages and produces everything that's going on with Pearl. All right? This is the person that really does all of the behind the scenes things. This is the person that Pearl gives a lot of credit to. From the very beginning in which I've been talking to her, she's always championed and loved and made sure that she highlighted how great her producer and manager is. So Blessing decided to call in on the Chaotic Show after everybody got all of their opinions. And I think that it's good that we hear from the other people that's behind the scenes of how racist Pearl really is, right? So let's find out. I want to hear what Blessing has to say, because sometimes these shows don't get as much highlight because people will highlight they will cherry pick all of the different things that they think is wrong with what happened, or what it is that they didn't like about her bringing certain people on the show, or whether she said something, but they don't actually want to use all of the content in order to make an informed decision. I'm going to read super chats throughout the show. And so I want to play this from the people that's actually employed, work with their seer every day, so that we can make an informed decision on whether or not Pearl is really racist or whether she isn't. And then you can do whatever it is that you want to do with the information.
Life. But yeah, in terms of Just Pearly, we've been hearing a lot of things here, Just Pearly Network. And these are all false, a hippies really, to try to put us down. Who we've been working hard over here, guys. Like,
yeah.
For us to get to 1 million subscribers in a year, it's no joke. We work hard, and we don't appreciate like when people come and just try to push a narrative at the expense of someone. In this case, which is JustPearlyThings. JustPearlyThings is not a racist, and I can say that I can vouch for her. She's not a racist.
I agree.
Literally, I work with this woman every day, day, and to be honest, 99% of the people that work here are black people. She's the only.
Wait a minute. I thought that the thing about the black community was that they were trying to keep everything internal only to themselves, to exclude other people in order to empower the black community. Now, one thing that I'm trying to understand is, because I go by actions as well as what it is that I see and how it is that I interact with people in real life. The one thing that I'm trying to understand is, if Pearl is literally the only white person that's on the staff, and every single other person, including the production team, the managers, sorry, Derek Hardy, I had to use you as an example because I only seen the one little thing. You see how difficult that can be when you hit my bad, Derek, I got you, big dog, wrong target, but right message to other people that I thought was intended for you. Don't worry about it, big dog, I got you. But why is it that if you're trying to keep all the money in, why not hire behind the scenes other people that look like you that's not on the camera? If it's only for visibility purposes because you think that black people are more marketable depending on the market that you're trying to hit, then why not just have the black people as the talent and then have everybody else that you keeping the money to all white? Why does she work with Blessing? Why is literally every single other person that is on the staff non-white? If I'm trying to keep the money all in and I'm not trying to empower nobody else, why is it that I would make other people more successful and profitable that's not even visibly in front of the camera successful? Neither here nor there. Let's continue.
White person building.
That's what I said earlier in my stream, and that's what I was telling you.
From all the producers, editors, it's black people, and you get another black person coming to say, she's racist, just because of a statement. A statement, and when you talk about a statement as well, it's based on a quote from a book.
Yep, that really happened.
Author. So
yep.
Are we not allowed to quote books now? Are people just are not allowed to quote books because of their race?
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's actually a discussion to have because people are sensitive about the timing thing. We all know black people are late. Let's not lie. We are late sometimes. We say that all the time. I grew up around it. So I don't know why that's causing too much outrage out here. Oh, she said it.
Blessing, can I say something to you?
Now, Blessing says, listen, we be late. Y'all know black people. When did it come? What happened to black people time? That's not a thing no more because another race called it out. Just curious. What happened to? Never mind. We're going to let Blessing get the whole thing out.
Yeah, bro.
You know why? Because there are no great wars. There are no struggles. There are no oppression. But Black Americans, not all of them. I don't know all 30 million blacks in America, but I know a lot. They want to struggle. They want to be oppressed. They want people. They want to feel like a victim, even though they're not. So instead of researching, instead of analyzing data, instead of thinking anything that upsets them, they instead of having a conversation, they get upset. They get mad. My good man, have been saying this for years. People think I'm trolling when I say some of the things that I say. And I'm glad that JustPearlyThings said what she said. I'm glad that Nick Fuentes said what he said. Because at least with them saying it, now these blacks in America will listen. But I've been saying it.
Let me ask y'all a question. I got a question. If black men are so concerned, because it was called the black manosphere, right? Which I'm not a part of. I'm just Anton Daniels, that's rich as fuck, that make a lot of money, that's conservative, that actually is a man that's been married for almost 20 years to the same person, not having kids out of wedlock, on top of things, a Christian, that actually voted for Trump, all right? That's where I stand. Why is it that if it's called the black manosphere, in which one of the pioneers of it is my dog, shout out to Angry Man, how come y'all even allow women in here in the first place? Why y'all even allowing women at all? Listen, let's not, if we gonna kick everybody out, because Cynthia G still molly-whopping half of you motherfuckers all over the internet, and y'all ain't got no smoke for her still. All y'all do is cry and complain, and she be mopping the floor off y'all motherfuckers, right? If it's called the manosphere, then why are y'all letting all of these chameleons come in here and have these conversations in the first place? Y'all ain't got smoke for that no more? Oh, y'all simping. Y'all simping, right? Because if you're going to be consistent, then be consistent. When did y'all start allowing anybody, including black women, to speak for y'all when y'all have the biggest complaints about the very ones? See, y'all, I don't see y'all complaining about white women. I see y'all complaining about black women. So then how can a bunch of unmarried black women come in and start speaking for y'all? If this is the hill that you want to stand on and die on, why are y'all sitting here highlighting how you should go and subscribe to the very women that you say are the bane of your existence just because they put on a good face and they shake their titties a little bit on Instagram? Y'all want to go there? Y'all want to go there, right? Oh, y'all simping now. I thought that this was a man's space all of a sudden. It wasn't even cool for black women to come in and have an opinion at all until Pearl did it. Until Pearl did it. Until Pearl did it, then it became an issue. Then y'all wanted to work with women. Amazing. Amazing. How did that happen? How did it happen to where y'all started saying, okay, you should go and subscribe to this woman, you should go and subscribe to that woman, and you should subscribe to that woman? I ain't seen nobody outside of O'Shea Duke Jackson actually put some money in another black man's pocket. O'Shea and Kevin Samuels. That's it. I haven't seen any other person say that they employ a black person, put some money in a black person's mouth. Right? Ain't none of y'all actually put these women on, except for Angry Man and the Lapeef Network. Half of these women, y'all only know them because me and JR started highlighting and championing how great they are. Y'all don't even know where they came from. Most of these chicks they went and they had a bunch of kids by a bunch of dudes that didn't give a fuck about them, including the Cynthia G's and all the rest of them. And somehow, because they put on a dress, had a fat ass, or they was light skinned or dark skinned, y'all then automatically start simping and saying, okay, well, we can hear their voice. When? What qualified them to start to even be able to have a conversation with you in the first place? Because they said that they was pro-black? If they was so pro-black, then why they leave their husbands? Why did they leave their man? Why they leave their baby daddy? How you gonna be pro-black but you're not pro-family? When did we start? Not even we. Let me remove myself because I'm not the leader of any manosphere and I don't even consider myself a part of it. When did we start allowing women to speak for men just because they speaking against other women that's white? I thought y'all was the passport bros. I thought y'all didn't even fuck with black women no more that's here in America. Y'all the passport bros. Y'all don't even fuck with these women. Y'all not even looking for black women. You don't want to fuck them. You don't want to marry them. You don't even want to have kids by them. But all of a sudden, y'all want to be pro-black with them. And we need to align with them because we got a white woman infiltrating the space that's actually employing 99% black people. When? Chameleons. Chameleons everywhere. Fake. That's all I see is fake. Listen, at the very least, be who you were when you came into the door so that we can say that you stood on whatever it is. At the very least, you can say, listen, I'm on this side. This is the side I've been on. Or I'm on this side. This is the side I've been on. Don't start switching it up all of a sudden for views. Don't start switching it up for views all of a sudden. When y'all start letting women speak for y'all? Y'all didn't even fuck with them. Man, let me tell y'all. Y'all want to go there? Dog, don't get me started. I've seen women. Let's really cut this shit up. I've seen women. Some of the very women that y'all champion the most in these space. I've seen these women work behind the scenes to destroy some of the most relevant, forthcoming, stand-up black men that are having microphones on the internet today. I've seen them. I have the receipts. I can bring the people up that say it. They worked behind the scenes at different points of their YouTube journey in order to continue to build themselves up to try to tear the very men down that they say that they supporting today. You know what they was doing? They was trying to destroy their lives. I swear to God, I put it on my dead father. I put it on my daughter. These same women that we call the queens of the manosphere was working behind the scenes to try to destroy the very men that have the microphone today that is the champions. And you know why all of a sudden they on cold? Because we got bigger and we overcame it. And we continued to do what the fuck that we wanted to do and we didn't let them stop us. But now all of a sudden we all supposed to be cool and kumbaya because we got a new enemy over here that employ all black people. What the fuck are we talking about, y'all? Y'all can't even get y'all own house in order. I see them up on these panels all the fucking time. Y'all want to go there? Do you really want to go there? Y'all got snakes in y'all house. You know the only reason why they can't say it about me? Actually, it's two reasons. You know what? I'm about to play the rest of this video. You know the only reason why they can't say it about me? Is because I have no smut on my record. And this is one of the reasons why I keep telling y'all, ladies and gentlemen, This is one of the reasons why I keep telling y'all, ladies and gentlemen, to have dick discipline. See, when I fly to these cities and I interact with these people, not one of these fucking women can ever say Anton tried to get at me. I seen Anton fucking around. Anton never cheated on his wife. See, they can't say that shit about me, so I can say what the fuck I want when the fuck I want to say it, because there is no smut on my name. And so when you moving 100% transparent and on top of things, what the fuck can they do? What the fuck can they do? They better shut the fuck up before I start dropping the receipts. Shut the fuck up. Focus on creating content. Stop trying to capitalize off of these other motherfuckers' name that's actually doing the work. They can't say shit about me because Anton go in. I most of the time I got my wife with me. I take care of business. I do what I gotta do. I catch my first fucking flight up out of there. I ain't trying to kick it with you. I don't even want you. I don't want shit about you. You ain't got a receipt. You ain't got a text message. You ain't got a DM. You ain't got a conversation. You don't even know me. Ever. And so it's difficult to say something about somebody when I'm the person that know all of the smut behind your name. Smut. Chameleons. Treason. You think I forgot? They think I forgot? Like I don't remember? Demons. Let's continue.
Saying that slavery was over exaggerated. I've made videos about it. I've made live streams about
it. And that is the thing. That is the thing. Sorry to cut you off there.
No,
the thing as well is people tend to not listen to any fact until a white person says it. But when a white person says it, if they don't say it in a way that they don't feel like it's right, it's outrage. It's selective outrage. It's because it's a white person that's saying it. Why is no one trolling someone else? Everyone is. These people have been doing hit pieces on Just Pearly Things for a long time now, and we've just been silent. We've just been silent.
This ain't new. Y'all think that they just started coming at this girl because she had Nick Fuentes on a platform? They've been coming at this girl because they've been jealous from day one. It's jealousy. It's jealousy. It's jealousy. Since day one, it's been jealousy. It is.
Silent. They're just jealous because they just know where she is. And there's no secret about it. She didn't buy no sub count or anything that they say they do. We are putting out more videos than them. She invested in a bigger set than them. And now they're complaining that they're not getting the same results.
Yeah.
That's crazy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, in the States.
Think about this for a minute. This is what I'll tell y'all about Pearl, because I don't say any conversations that I have off camera, right? This is what I'll tell you about Pearl. When me and Pearl have talked in previous conversations, way before any of this shit, right? She said, yo, Anton, I haven't even, because I told her, and this is the honest to God truth. I said, yo, Pearl, I said, yo, why don't you spend some money? Why don't you come and enjoy life? Come and get some of these cars. You can still do both at the same time. You can make sure that you stacking up and investing and taking care of business. And these are the conversations that we have offline. We don't think about y'all. We ain't talking about y'all. We can do all of this shit, so on and so forth or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And she said, Anton, I can't do it. This is the honest to God truth. I said, why, Pearl? She said, because I got to make sure that all of my staff is every last one of her staff is black. She said, I got to make sure that all of my staff is set up at least for the next 6 months to a year. If I'm lying, I'm flying. She said, I got to make sure that all of them is set up just in case anything happens, just in case anything happens to any of these platforms, just in case anybody comes for me like they came for Andrew Tate. She predicted that this was going to happen. She predicted that this was going to happen. And so she said, I got to make sure that I got enough money in order to make sure that they taken care of for the next 6 months to a year. And then I'll start thinking about myself. That is the honest to God truth. I got to make sure that I got money stacked up for my people. She called them her people. She called them her family. I got to make sure that money is stacked up for my people to make sure that they taken care of if anything happens, in order for us to make sure that we make that transition over into wherever it is that we need to go afterwards. So she spent money on them. She invested in them. She made sure that she continued to reinvest in her sets. She invested in more people. She continued to put out fire-ass content. That's the truth.
My good sir, I can tell you that whenever something happens with Black people, particularly when it comes to something dealing with finances, right? It's easy to bring up the race card because race sells in America. So you are correct. Maybe there are individuals that are jealous or upset at her rise to fame. So what they will say is, oh, well, they're waiting on that moment to say that she's a racist, to throw her under the bus, when in fact she's doing the work of the Lord. And what you guys are doing over in the UK is glorious, man. And I really salute you guys for that.
Yeah.
And that's why I made this. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this as well. There's no need for people to go on King Rich's podcast and spam the comments with like racism. There's no need to go to Auntie Jenny and spam the comments with race.
Oh, no. That's what we do. We will kill the very people that we say that we support. We will kill the very people that we support. Y'all will go on to King Rich's podcast. Y'all ain't never went over to King Rich's podcast and ever to support, say what up though, send a super chat, even send a text message or a chat to say, yo, I like what you're doing over here. They ain't never showed up over to King Rich's podcast. They ain't never talked positive about Auntie Jenny. They came for Auntie Jenny when Auntie Jenny first appeared and started getting bags in the first place. When Auntie Jenny started coming up and making money, the only thing they had to say about her or to her is, why you over there rocking with Pearl? Well, why you ain't over there putting Auntie Jenny on and putting some money in her pocket then? If you love your people so much, who you put on? Who you highlighting? How many people have you helped? Who you employing? Because let's be clear, it's a lot of people that say a lot of shit, but ain't nobody actually helping or supporting or putting no money and putting nobody on and putting nobody else in nobody else's pocket. They ain't never had no kind of love or support, only to highlight and tell them what they shouldn't be doing from the very people that's like me telling you you should quit your job because I don't like your boss. What the fuck we talking about? Okay, so if I quit my job, are you going to pay my bills? Are you going to take care of my family? You want me to be broke for who? For you? While you still going to have your job to your white man? Because let's be clear, I know you work for the white man. I know you work for the white man. I know your boss is white. You don't work for an all-black organization. You work for a white man. When you going to quit your job? You want me to quit my job and rocking with Pearl? When you going to quit your fucking job, you hypocrite? When are you going to quit your job? All y'all work for white people. When you gonna quit your job? Every last one of these people that's in the comments that's talking about FBA and all of this shit. When you gonna quit your job? Matter of fact, you fucking quit YouTube because YouTube is started by and ran by white people. Quit YouTube. I'm not quitting YouTube. I love white people. I like Asians. I like white people. I like everybody that's about that bag and doing the things that they supposed to do with character. I love them. Quit YouTube. Quit your job. Huh? You keep holding everybody else accountable for who it is that they aligning with, then you misalign and divest yourself from anything white, and then you go and make your own plants, and you create your own farm, and you get your own organization, and you don't take any money from white people, and you make sure you do it on your own too. No. You know what you're going to do? You're going to keep on giving your 30% of whatever it is that come from YouTube, 30 to 45%, and you're going to continue to bust them fucking bags down. That's what you're going to do. And then you're going to go and you're going to have some more kids, if they let you, by other black men that don't give a fuck about you, and then break up your family so that you can continue to be the nuisance that you are to the black community instead of actually being a wife. Because you know what wives do? You know what my wife do? She shut the fuck up and she do what I tell her to do. My wife ain't on the internet talking and shit until I tell her she's supposed to talk. Yeah. It's a lot of women out here talking shit. But I tell you what, if you real submissive and you know what you're doing, A lot of black women wouldn't even be on here talking shit in the first place because ain't no real man letting a woman stand in front of the camera, half naked, half dressed, talking shit about what it is that they think and they don't think, but it's because you ain't really what you say you are. We got a lot of Jada Pinkett's up in here in these streets. We got a lot of Jada Pinkett's up here in these streets. We got a lot of Jada Pinkett's up here in these streets, and all of these men that simping for him, you ain't nothing but a Will Smith. You Will Smith. Don't talk to me about what it is that a woman is supposed to do. I see you. I see you. Why would a woman feel comfortable enough to talk about a man in the first place? I thought y'all was supposed to respect your men. Who the hell is y'all to even be talking about men's business? Why you in men's business in the first place? Huh? We listen, I got all the smoke for the next however long we want to smoke on it. Because this shit is profitable. And we gonna start holding people accountable.
Racism is black people being racist against your own person.
Yeah.
There's no need for a black person to go and say the C word on another black person. Why are you doing that? If you are so outraged by race, why are you going and spreading racism to another black person?
Exactly.
It's so crazy that what these people are doing. And I'm gonna say this now as well. We are not gonna stop bringing controversial people on the platform.
Don't stop,
because we stand for free speech. So it's gonna keep on going. Nick Fuentes needs to come back
again.
again.
Isn't that the most ironic thing ever? Here goes. In America, we are upset about what somebody said, and we are supposedly the greatest country with the greatest freedoms, particularly freedom of speech. And it's the Americans that are upset about what this white woman said. Whereas over in the UK, you have you can't own guns, correct? You don't have a Second Amendment like we do here. And you guys are promoting the very same thing that we are supposed to have in America, which is freedom of speech. And that's why I salute you, what you guys are doing.
I'm reading super chats after this.
Man. And I would say bring on Nick Fuentes 1,000 times. And the purpose of an interview, Blessing, and this is what I said even on my channel, is that you interview someone, you let them talk. That's what Howard Stern did. Yeah. That's what a lot of these great people back in the day did. There is no need for pushback. I want to hear what Nick Fuentes says. I don't care if it's the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan. I want to hear what he says. I don't have to cut him off. Go ahead, Bless. I'm sorry to cut you off.
And at the same time as well, we're not forcing you to hear what he says. If you don't want to, go on our channel, don't go on our channel.
Woo! He said it. He said, if you ain't trying to be here, then why you sitting here? You know why? Because I'm going to be honest with you. Pearl is putting a lot of money in a lot of these people's pockets. Listen, I have never seen more people do more live streams about a specific person and came up. Pearl is probably generating more money for the black community on YouTube, for black YouTube, than any other person since Kevin Samuels right now. Pearl is generating more revenue for black YouTube than any other person since Kevin Samuels right now. Just say you need her. Just say you need her.
No one is forcing you to go on the channel. And people were saying, oh, Pearl only deals with relationships. Nick Fuentes was there to also be on our panels dealing about interracial relationships because he has a stance on it. So why no? Why is he excluded from that if he has a stance on it? So that's why we had him on the panel as well. What they're trying to use is a one-on-one interview, which is a small part of the content that we made with Nick Fuentes. And then they're running with that narrative from a small soundbite. So we're not going to have it. And to be honest, people need to go and do their research before. MTR came out with the video saying, oh, this comment. The video was up on Rumble. Here were clips up on YouTube. Why did he not look at the clips himself? We did not hide anything from him. Now it's coming out here like we are hiding things from him. Yeah. So we can't be, you can't come in and put blame on us, put blame on Pearl when people start trolling you in the comments, and then you just pander to people's comments. That's what that video was, pandering to people's comments. He stands for nothing, that guy.
Now, Blessing said it. A black, like a blackety black. Blessing said that MTR stands for nothing. That's what he said. He said, listen, he over here pandering to y'all because y'all was in the comments trolling him and getting at him. But he already knew. The videos was already available to him. We hid nothing from him. He already had a clip loaded up in the ammo, had the ammo loaded up in the clip before. He said that guy stands for nothing. He said that guy stands for nothing. That's what he said. That's what Blessing said. He said, listen, that guy was over here in London. He hung out with Pearl multiple different times way back when y'all was giving pushback to Pearl way before she ever had Nick Fuentes on the channel. He said we ain't been had nothing from him. We been rocking with him and he been rocking with us. But then when he started getting a little bit of pushback, he said he started making adjustments. And then all of a sudden he wanted to come back strong for the black community. That's what Blessing said. He said that guy stands for nothing. He said it just like the man in Blood Diamond. He said that guy stands for nothing. Amazing. Amazing. See, the one thing that I know for sure and two things is for certain is this, right? Nobody is going to get canceled. Nobody is going away. Nobody is losing any subscribers. This is just a pandering session. And the interesting thing about it is that I always advise people not to ever move based off of the initial reaction and emotion of what happens within the sphere. Never. Never ever move off initial reaction. Sit down, chill, make an informed decision, and then stand 10 toes down on whatever it is that you represent. If you a person that does not align with people just based off of the color of their skin, but you align based off of the character or whatever, be that way consistently the entire time. It doesn't matter what people call you, don't matter what people say, because eventually what happens is after all of the noise calms down, the wash is going to be clear about who's real, who's not, and then who's in the game for the right reasons and who's been moving based off of shady business, right? If you've been the pro-blackity black the entire time and you all about black men or whatever, so on and so forth, then stand on that and be on that 100% of the time. Like Alicia said, draw your line in the sand and stand on that. Don't go back and forth based off of however that you feel at that particular time. Just be consistent the entire time. The entire time. Don't switch up on us now. Don't switch up on us now. Because eventually, everything is going to come out into the wash. Shout out to Chaotic for putting on an incredible show. Incredible show on Tuesdays. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, to the Lapeef Network, and also over to Chaotic's channel. I want to read some of the super chats and go on from there. Let me see what we got going on here. I want to make sure I capture them all. HLC Jr. says, Anton, it's cool, bro. Stand on your square and don't get upset. Oh, I ain't upset. I'm just not getting started. I'm just getting warmed up. It's been, you know what the funny thing about it is? There's been a lot of people that's been throwing shots for a long time. And for a long time, I ignored it because I just wasn't in the mood. It wasn't a thing for me at that particular time. But when I get going, we're going to do the juggernaut over here. When I get going, we're going to get all the way in. All the way in. Intelligent Savage 629 says, salute, brother. Stand on your square godly principles. I rocks with that. Salute. Thank you for the 5-ball. I appreciate you, big dog. Mike Jones, my dog with the 10-ball says, breathe, Anton. Don't let it get to you. They trying to poke you. I'm with it. We can all poke. Let's do some poking. Let's do the hokey poke and we turn ourselves around. Aaron says it's interesting that folks are still wondering if Pearl is racist, but yet they enthusiastically voted for Biden. The hypocrisy. Well, they're not black if they don't vote for Biden. You know what I'm saying? Jadea Mansa says the issue is missing dads. All the black stand-up dudes I know had dads. Spaces says chaotic show was absolutely fire. Great content. Real says some of y'all in here to hate watch, and that's weird to me. No, let them stick around. I'm with it. We like that smoke. Aaron says, damn, you reading my mind, Anton. Thank you, my friend. Cephas Rock says, it's depressing that no one can get along. Oh, that's what we do over here. We rumble. Kenta KLS with the 2-ball. I appreciate you. Black Heights advancing your career says, we got you, Anton. Let's continue to focus on what matters and run this money up. Run this money up. Shout out to you for the 20-ball, Black Heights. Make sure y'all subscribe to this channel. Awesome content creator out here in these streets. Myron Webster says Bill Mayer dropped the N-bomb and still getting to the bag. This is clout chase for high fives. Agreed. This old lady says when you have nothing to hide, you hide nothing. Shout out to this old lady. Bluff City Nerd says this whole situation with Pearl exposed the manosphere for what it is, a complete dumpster fire. The space is dead and buried. You said it. No Time to Woke podcast says the pro-black creators are trying to weaponize other creators to destroy black creators that have a different opinion but stay on code. Right? Clown shit. KONY, or the King of New York, says a woman's action is quicker than her thinking. But they all reacting just like women, though. Blaze Skywalker, my dog with the 20-ball, says, I agree the jealousy they have for Pearl is real. Kenta KLS with another 2-ball, I appreciate you. King of New York says a YouTuber made 14 videos about Just Pearl. Hey, you know what the funniest thing about it is? Nobody actually wanted to talk to her or directly direct that energy at her. They only wanted to make a bunch of videos about her. Hypocrisy? Much? No. I don't want to speak to her. I only want to talk about her because I can make money from the live streams that come along with it. Interesting. Ronald White says, I feel sorry for black men. It seems as though black women pose more of a threat than white women due to proximity. What did I say this a long time ago? I said the black woman for an extended period of time has long been the biggest enemy of black men, even more than white people. I've said this time and time again. Black women have long been the biggest enemy for black men since the beginning of time, even more than white people. I said what I said. I never switch up. It's funny that all the men in the black manosphere are not married and they are giving out game, pro-black, but not married to a black woman. You said it, not me. Kingdom Minded, 1121 with the 10-ball says, shout out to all of the females who say they have a male, not a man. Y'all showing y'all goodies for the internet. Your babes will see one day. Mama be safe though. Food for Jay says everybody has their ledge. If he ain't rocking with Fuentes, then that's his decision. But then again, business is ruthless, and I respect and admire all who defend Pearl. Having Fuentes on was bold. You know what it is? It's not even that Pearl is being defended. Pearl can defend herself. She got more subscribers than all of us put together. It's not that we are defending Pearl. It's that we stand for, or we highlighting the hypocrisy that comes along with what people say is pro-black, right? And the problem isn't that, listen, if they just had smoke for Pearl, then that would be one thing. But what they doing is they going after everybody that's even black, that's associated or have an opinion that's different from theirs, that may look at Pearl as not racist. I've seen them go after every single, that's why they over there in King Rich's comments and spamming the chat. That's why they over there at Auntie Jenny trying to fuck up her bag. See, it was one thing to be able to just say, hey, listen, I don't like Pearl or whatever, and then you say whatever it is that you got to say, and that's the end of the conversation. It's another thing to come for the people that actually say that they support her or that they have a difference of opinion. That's how you know that they're not really for black people. They're for whatever their agenda is. And it's just like Black Lives Matter. The Black Lives Matter organization ain't for black people. It was for a specific group of people in order to profit for their particular agenda. And you can't say that you're for black people, but I want to go against this one and this one and this one because they got a difference of opinion. And so that's what people is getting wrong. That's where people is getting confused. That's where people is getting it confused. Is that you can't start to come for everybody else that's around them and then think that they're just going to be quiet about it and that's going to be the end of the conversation. Don't keep mentioning people's names and then think that you ain't going to get no return fire, because it may not be what you thought it was going to be on the other side of that fire. So, stand on what you stand on and let's get it popping. Adonis 1909 says, it's sad one of KS' so-called friends reacting as he did. KS would have waited for a proper response, and if he knew it would make him look too off, he would have stayed silent. This is disappointing to watch. Wait a minute. I got to go back and catch one of the super chats. My bad. I missed one. Let me see if I can go find it. All right, I got you. One Queen Lady E says, Anton, you up there looking like a whole snack. Cold glass of pink lemonade. With buttered toast on the side. Tell your wife sorry for being so thirsty. She got a good thing. Congrats. Shout out to One Queen Lady E is in the building. I love you, baby girl. Thank you for the compliment and the super chat. The super chat is more meaningful to the compliment, but I love the compliment too. You know what I'm saying? We got to get that back. Elliot Jackson says, if they were really about the money, they would have had her on their platforms to conversation. They hate from behind the screen. Crazy how we know how to divide. Agreed. Adonis 1909 says, the most fair black women I've seen is Chez Sherrod. I don't know who that is. I'm going to have to find out who that is. Might be a dope content creator I need to associate myself with. Nino C says, Antar, you are on point with you're on point on black women having been the enemy of black men. And does married to a black woman give a man powers? LOL. Shout out to Nino C. Kobe Jordan says, how come all the BLM signs in white neighborhoods? HLC Jr., the problem is that a lot of people jump right in to believe things without taking the time to get the whole story. Slow down, people. What if the tables will turn? Now, ain't nobody trying to look at it from another perspective other than the perspective that they have. Ain't nobody trying to look at it from another perspective other than the perspective that they had. Come on, y'all. Let's go into it. Well, without further ado, I think that we need to go ahead and include somebody else on this conversation, and that is our beloved brother who loves to give the greatest content that I've ever reacted to in my life. None other than the beautiful Dr. Umar Johnson. Shout out to the beautiful Dr. Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar Johnson dropped another video, and I was happy to catch it. I am subscribed to King Kong Consciousness. Make sure y'all subscribe to King Kong Consciousness because he gives the best content for me to be able to react to. And he spoke about masculinity being under attack. And so I want to play this video for y'all and I want to go over it.
I have to go back to the Dion situation, but to see that many black men say...
Hold on. Somebody said Isaiah. Isaiah said, let me play this real quick. Says, I'm going to stick by the black women even if the tables turn. The only way that you can say that you stick by black women is if you're married to one. Let me say that. The only way that you can say that you stick by black women is if you are married to one. Love is an action word. Love is an action word. I don't know anybody that says that they listen. Either you married to one or you putting money in their pocket and employing them. You giving them a job. Either you're married to one or you putting in money in their pocket by giving them a job. That's the only way. The only way that you can say that you support black women is if you're married to one or you're employing one. Because in both instances, they're under your covering. You have control over what happens to them. And so I don't want to hear anything from anybody that says they do whatever it is that they do. No, you're operating based off of a transactional basis that allows for you to be able to get some browning points, some feel good, or some pussy from them. That is not supporting black women. The only way that you can say that you support black women is if you have a black family with a black woman that you say that you love. The only way that you can say that you support the black community is by first getting your own household in order and then being the man that you would want your daughter to marry or your son to become. We're not going to just keep letting people say whatever the fuck they want to say, and that's the end of the conversation. If you're not putting no money in nobody's pocket, if you're not actually helping them, if you're not actually marrying them and then making them a part of the support system that we say is broken and that we're putting it back together, if you are not a reflection of the thing that you advocate for, I don't want to hear about what your support is.
He did nothing wrong, and it wasn't his job to transform the HBCU into a paragon of athletics so that the HBCU can benefit from all the money that PWIs benefit from. That hurt me. Very few black men saw the irresponsibility in what Deion Sanders did, which tells me most black men have no problem at all doing nothing to improve the greater good of black society. And that's a shame, because part of being a man, the masculine principle, is about building and protecting. And you have so many, even with our women, you hear black men say, listen, I don't date black women, I don't want a black woman. Then that means you have no loyalty to the black community. And I'm seeing more and more black men have less and less loyalty to the black community, irrespective of whatever form that takes. Whether it's marrying a black woman, whether it's helping build a black system, as in the case of Deion Sanders, a lot of black men could care less.
So is Umar Johnson in one way or another saying that the majority of people that we have within our community are hypocrites? Is Umar Johnson basically speaking to exactly what it is that I just said and saying that the majority of people within the black community are hypocrites? I'm going to be reading super chats after this. I'm curious. Is he saying the majority of the people that say that they rah-rah and they at these marches, but then when they go home, they don't actually do anything that reflects what greatness within the black community is supposed to be like, are the majority of the people that's saying that they're pro anything, pro hypocrite?
Do you think there's a plan to like strip black masculinity?
Oh, absolutely. I think you see it even lately with what happened with Jonathan Majors, with the Snow Bunny situation.
Yeah.
And these black celebrities still running around with these white girls is just insane to me, you know. But he was in a cab, allegedly. He put hands on the girl. She went to the hospital. They said there was almost no marks on her body. Now, Jonathan Majors is a big, strong brother. Yeah. If he choked you out and you're white, pale, y'all turn blue. They turn every color under the rainbow when they get touched. Right. And you mean to tell me that there's no scars, no signs of this? He didn't do nothing to you, really. Right. You understand me? So she had him locked up. Then she recanted the story. Yeah. You know, now, I don't know if he was completely innocent, and he may have been. Okay, because she could have simply done this as an act of white power, as white women do, to show him that even though you might be the fastest rising star in Hollywood right now, I'm a privileged white woman and I can destroy you overnight. I don't think she intended it to go that far. Yeah. Because I think the reason she recanted her story is because she knows that if he loses, she loses. Right. Yeah, but the problem is the damage is done now. Right. The U.S. Army has already pulled his line of ad campaigns on the recruit. He lost that. He'll probably never be in another Marvel movie again the rest of his life.
No, they was protecting because I feel like it's one of those.
The Marvel was?
Oh, yeah, they were protecting him.
Okay.
They were like, he's totally innocent. I'm sorry.
No. Okay. Because they normally, they quick to drop you when
they are, but they, in this case, they were on his side.
Okay.
Yeah, they were.
Well, probably because that movie out right now. That don't mean he won't be casted anymore. Right. You know, they need that Ant-Man.
You don't think it's one of those Hollywood rituals, you know what I'm saying? Like to, the black man, like the casting.
I think that Umar Johnson is probably about 98% right on this. A lot of times what you find when people are trying to, he's speaking specifically about that there's an attack on black masculinity. I think that there's an attack on masculinity in general. I don't think it has anything to do with whether or not you're black or not. We seen what happened to Johnny Depp. right? Y'all, a lot of times y'all like to mention Bill Cosby, but we also seen what happened to what was the Weinstein guy that got Me Too. We seen what happened with him. And so this is similar to what I was just breaking down with regard to the last subject that we talked about, specifically when we say, okay, well, why are we allowing for women to speak for men in the first place? In which I personally have no problem with it because I'm actually married to a black woman. So you can do whatever it is that you want to do. However, I'm looking at the hypocrisy within these spaces and people saying that, okay, listen, we are the manosphere. Then what is it that you're doing with a woman if that's what it is that you represent? I'm Anton from AntonDaniels.com. That's the only thing I represent in my bag chasers and adding value into the people's lives that align with me the most. We seen what happened with Harvey Weinstein. It ain't no secret. We seen what happened to Johnny Depp. It ain't no secret. We see these dudes getting Me Too'd on a regular basis. It's not just black men. It's just that Jonathan Majors just so happened to be the hottest guy at the time, and he's also playing into a specific role. The role of a guy that continues to align himself and allow for a woman to be a downfall of him. I see the same thing happening on the internet. The same thing is happening on the internet. Real talk.
Couch and all that type of situation that guys be talking about. Like,
we saw the photo shoots,
right,
when everybody was up in arms about the photo shoot with him being.
Yeah, I didn't appreciate those. Yeah, I didn't appreciate those either.
It's a lot of things tied.
But like the embarrassment ritual, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're like a regular black dude out here, man. You're not, you know what I'm saying? Like
it could have been, but I think it was definitely an attack on black masculinity.
Right.
I'm going to compare it to something to show you that. You've had white men who were guilty of spousal abuse.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You had a white NFL player who beat his black girlfriend almost half to death. You regularly see rich white men get arrested for beating up their women and girlfriends and so forth and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Majors got more press off of an allegation in 24 hours than they got off of substantiated abuse. I'll give you another parallel. What just happened yesterday? Unfortunately, there was a shooting, Nashville Christian Private Academy, right?
Yeah.
Now, we found out that it was a white woman, a white transgender. But guess what? That wasn't brought out right away.
Nope.
No.
They only brought it out once they knew that they could no longer hold it.
Right.
When black people commit crime, they put you out there from the beginning. Even children, they'll name who they are. You understand me? So when I look at this, what I'm saying is Jonathan Majors got more press in one day. In his first 24 hours of this incident, with almost no evidence he was guilty of, got more press than a school shooting that left 3 children and 3 staff members dead.
But see, and I think that he's wrong on this because I think that it's a war against principalities. I don't think it has anything to do with the color of your skin at all. I think that the thing that he was right on with this particular take is that there is an agenda when it comes to trying to feminize men. There's an agenda when it comes to trying to feminize men. And that's why you've seen that ebony cover photo shoot and him with his head on top of Michael B. Jordan's head and all of this other type of stuff. And the other aspect of it is there's also an attack on anything that puts structure based off of the foundation of what God wants us to operate like when it comes to men being men, when it comes to women being women, and when it comes to standing for anything religious based such as Christianity, right? And so what I seen during the shooting or during the whole Nashville situation is I seen them advocating for or against Christianity by not highlighting the massacre in a way that it was supposed to be massacred, in a way in which it was supposed to be highlighted. But I seen them then highlighting how we can't use this as an example in order to bring back the movement when it came to the alphabet community and transgender issues. They spent more time with people that were saying, listen, we need to push even more because this is an issue. that person may have had some mental problems as a result of being bullied and issues or whatever. They didn't give a fuck about the fact that it was a Christian private school. They didn't give a fuck about the kids. They didn't care about the black janitor. Nobody cared about it. They only cared about continuing to push the agenda of the alphabet. Man, don't y'all see what the hell is happening? The black issue is a distraction in order to continue to push other issues because they know that y'all only care about things that doesn't even matter and it's not going to affect you in the first place. I'm going to break it all the way down for you. The black issue is a distraction because now we're talking about something that you can't control versus something that they're continuing to push through that you can control. If they keep you fighting about things that don't even fucking matter, then that means that we can continue to have the same thing happen when we made Obama president in the first place. You were so happy to have him as president. You were so happy to have what we like to call in the diversity, equity, and inclusion circles, a black representation of whatever it is that I look like, that you didn't even watch and see that he was pushing forward on every single agenda that we fighting against today, especially when it comes to an assault against Christianity, the advocating for Jesus, even the removal possibly of God off of the money, continuing to push the alphabet community agendas. Because you were so happy to have a representation that you didn't even know that he was going to do right up under your nose the thing that was the most egregious for your family long term. And so you sit here and you whine and you complain and you get distracted and you go back and forth and y'all keep saying FBA, HOTEP, American descendants of slaves versus immigrants, all of this other type of stuff. The funniest part about it is that y'all didn't even give a fuck about anybody outside of America that was black. But y'all actually going back and forth with black people in London now. They going back and forth with a woman that's in London. Melanie King, MTR had to travel across the pond to go and hang out with her and do the show over there. Y'all sitting here going back. Y'all didn't even give a fuck. I thought it was immigrants versus American descendants of slaves. Now it's, oh, wait a minute. It's all black people now. King Richards don't even talk like y'all, man. Blessing ain't even from here. And now y'all got the fake outrage thing going again.
So that clearly shows that the American media has a voracious appetite of destroying masculine black males. They do not like masculine black males. I don't think this was a Hollywood ritual, but I'm not going to rule it out because I can see the need for the white power structure to disgrace his image somewhat to perpetuate their narrative of toxic masculinity. Right. And what's interesting about the toxic masculinity concept is how can masculinity be toxic but transgenderism not be? Right. I saw an article about a week or two ago. A white woman wrote an article on Karen, the concept of the white Karen, which is basically a newsy ass white woman who don't want to mind her business and always worrying about what's going on with other black folks. Right? She said Karen for the white woman is like the N-word for black people. This is what she wrote. Karen for the white woman is the N-word for black people. Really?
But shouldn't they be offended though?
Why?
No. What is offensive about the word Karen? That's a name.
Right.
And you got white women named Karen. So if it's that offensive.
When I say offended, I mean shouldn't they be conscious of the shit that they do?
Oh, absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So when you put a stigma on them, it should give them some conscience.
I agree.
Of the dumb shit that they do every night.
I agree.
Yeah.
But remember, the perpetrator has to be rebranded as a victim. So what we're going to do is we're going to say it to call me Karen is to call me the N-word. So I'm going to force you to stop using the word Karen because if you use it, I'm going to turn you into a sexist against white women. It's just like the black people who don't agree with transgenderism. The whole situation with Dwayne Wade's child. I completely disagree with that. That is ridiculous. He's not old enough to buy a gun. He's not old enough to vote. Right. You understand? He ain't old enough to drink. but he old enough to decide he want to spend the rest of his life as a woman. And if you say, I don't think that's right, I'm not wishing no harm or no hurt, it's a child. I don't think that's right. But they will rebrand you as a, what's the word when you're anti-LGBT? You are a
transphobia.
Transphobic. They will brand you as transphobic if you say that this child has no business making this decision as a child. You understand me? So basically, any black person with an opinion against the various campaigns that the white power structure is carrying out to destroy us as a people will be castigated. And
only thing I mainly disagree with is I don't think it's just a white power structure. I think it has everything to do with just an assault on masculinity in general. Anything that's right is wrong now. And as a matter of fact, I would say that the people that come for you the hardest is actually black people. People that come at you the hardest is actually black people. It's not white people. It's not Asians. It's not Arabic people. It's not Chaldeans. It's not Nigerians. It's not Africans. It's American black people. They will come for you. They will dox your job. They will come for your wife. They will do anything in order to destroy you. I bet you the person that threw a rock through Umar Johnson's, reading super chats throughout the show shortly. I bet you the person that actually threw a rock through Umar Johnson's school was a black person. I guarantee you that the people that Umar Johnson calls haters, and which I can disagree with you, but I don't want to stop you from getting your money. I don't want to stop you from doing whatever it is that you felt like you was doing. That's your American right to do so. I don't want to stop you from being able to get your bags. Listen, if he can build the school, then let him build the school. If he got supporters, then let him have his supporters. I wouldn't try to sabotage him, but I guarantee you that the people that has done the things that are the most egregious to Dr. Umar Johnson look like him. I guarantee it. The people that's going to come for the other black people on YouTube, it's not going to be white people. It's not going to be any other race of people. You know, we can say anything that we want about white people all day long. We can label them any kind of name. We can name them saltines. Dr. Umar Johnson on a regular calls them snow bunnies. We can put anything. Now, if we call black women black bears, now if we listen, he can call them an animal that hops through the trees. But because we know that black women overwhelmingly are the most overweight. We know that black women are the most overweight. Now, if a white man called a black woman a black bear, I guarantee you it would be outrage. I'm telling you, it's the truth. And so it's disingenuous at best for him to say, oh, it's just a name or anything like that, because Super Sugar Crisp Bears, if they called them black bears versus snow bunnies, it's going to be outrage. I can't believe he called us black bears, all of this other type of stuff, right? Grizzlies. But y'all can listen. You know what they can say to us? You know what black people can say to me? You know what they call me on the I've never been called a coon more in my entire life. Call me a rich one, but I've never been called a coon more than right now over the past week. I seen the raccoon emojis in my emails more than any other time in my entire life. It's a fact.
And branded as a hater. You understand me? And basically a domestic terrorist is what they will make you into.
Do you think some of the things that, like going back to the Karen situation, do you think that they want to ban that term? Because for me, it's just, they be mad because they can't say nigga.
Well, actually, they do say it. At least the public school teachers, they say it all the time and never get fired. You know what I mean? I was just in Terre Haute, Indiana, speaking last Thursday for the first time, and they had a situation there where I believe the football coach used the N-word allegedly, and the principal knew about it and didn't do nothing about it. And guess what their punishment was?
What?
For using the N-word in front of students. 3 days suspension without pay. Not even a week.
Wow.
Now let's flip that over. Let's say a black coach called a European Jew or an LGBT student a derogatory term.
Yeah.
His ass would have been fired. But because you only offended black people, 3 days without pay. But I blame us for that. Because one thing we don't do that we used to do in the age of Dr. King, we were known as a people for showing up and showing out. We don't do that no more.
Don't nobody want to hear y'all protest no more. Honestly, that is tired. That is so tired. Y'all ain't, dog, I told y'all the other day that the Asian hate crime bill got passed and ain't nobody ever put up a sign. It's less Asians in this country. The Asian hate crime bill got passed and there wasn't no protest. Asians and Saudis actually own the overwhelming majority of Africa. It's a fact. It's a fact. Don't nobody care about your protests. Don't nobody care about your signs. Nobody cares about you out there yelling and screaming, tearing up your own neighborhoods and burning down your own stores so that the store owners can get the insurance money and then they can move out. Don't nobody care about if you got food deserts in your neighborhood because ain't nobody actually going to open up there. Don't nobody care no more. That is dead. Go ahead and protest, doctor. Do your thing, big dog.
Back then, you do something against a black person, you got 20,000 blacks. And when you lock them up, another wave is coming. You couldn't stop it. So the government said, listen, we just got to change the rules because
we tired of getting felonies on our records and not being able to get the jobs that we want right after we protest against something that don't nobody even care. And we find out that it's actually a finesse and the agenda was against us, not for us.
Are disrupting society with their aggressive protest.
I want everybody that got arrested during the Black Lives Matters march or burned up a car and caught a felony to come back and tell me about how they feel about finding out that it was a Marxist organization and that it was headed up by black women that don't even like men, that ain't even trying to have a family with you in the first place. Somebody come back and tell me how that worked out for you. Come and tell me how that worked out for you.
See, we will protest in a peaceful way. It doesn't change now. They showing up to stop that business from conducting any more business until you address this situation. Black people got to start doing that again. You're not going to change this with voting and legislation.
Actually, that is how you change it. And you also change it by continuing to build back black families. You change it by showing up at the polls, informed, not just voting for the person that looks like you. You also change it by getting off the Democratic plantation and actually understanding exactly what the candidate is trying to do from a policy perspective. You change it by educating yourself and not taking on more debt. You change it by actually getting better jobs and then kicking open the doors for other people that align with your principles and what it is that you stand for, that you can then give them positions of power. You change it by becoming more educated. You change it by having a better power structure. You change it by actually being a reflection of what you want your daughter and your son to be. You change it by raising strong children. You change it by not sending your kids off to these indoctrination camps we call colleges away from home and kicking them out of the house early. Your daughters. You change it by not being promiscuous and having discipline. You change it by actually going to school and aligning yourself with Christian principles instead of aligning yourself with the worldview of how you see things. You change it by not being racist and hating the people that's actually giving you the opportunities. You change it by allowing yourself to actually roll with people of good character and not just because of the color of their skin, because the color of your skin. Often at times, the people that do the most egregious things to you is the people that look like you and is the closest to you. You actually change it by then going and putting money in the pockets of the people that you want to see successful by very early grooming the people that you want to go into these offices and these positions, similar to the way that the mob did, in which they became much more powerful and influential and impactful than anything that black people has ever done in history, because they actually did the thing in their own best interest and they worked from the bottom to the top, not the top to the bottom. That's how you change it. Nobody want to see y'all marches and y'all protests anymore. But shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson. I think that he's very entertaining, and I think that he's good for commentary. And sometimes he's right, and sometimes I don't necessarily rock with what his opinion is. But he's definitely entertaining. She's so lucky, my girl says, for your chat to tell me to pick a side. I support whoever the F I want. And I don't have to agree to understand people's feelings. I said what I said. I told Lucky yesterday. Me and Luck was on the phone. I was talking to Luck on the phone. I said, look, let me tell you something. You do what you want to do. Stop letting these people bully you. Stop letting these hyenas try to get you to say one thing or another. Stop letting people do whatever it is that they want to do to you, and that's just the end of the conversation. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. The only thing you got to do is work. Work. That's what I tell Luck to do all the time. I say, listen, Luck, yeah, at the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck about what your thoughts are. I just want you to work. Get your ass out there and put out that goddamn content. Work, grind, hustle, live stream. Get these videos up out there. Fuck what the bullshit is. While they over there talking shit, some of these hoes only stream once a week. Nobody care about what they talking about. Work, work, work. Fuck the positions. This shit is going to be dead a month from now. Ain't nobody even going to be talking about what this racism shit is with Pearl. I said, look, only thing I want you to do is hustle, work, grind. Fuck the bullshit. Where the money at? You know what I'm saying? That's what I be telling Luck. Forget what everybody else is talking about. Aaron Woe says, can we talk about why countries dropping the U.S. dollar? We can talk about it tomorrow. I know that Brazil and Russia and China has now, well, we'll get into it tomorrow, all right? Because Brazil has now aligned themselves with China, but, you know, I wanted to cook up today. I got a long show lined up for y'all tomorrow, too. Elliot Jackson says, how long would it take for you to build a school and shut this fool up? Dr. Umar ain't much different from females posting they cash app on their birthday. Y'all is wild. My dog, Trigger Mike. Make sure y'all tune into the Trigger Mike show every single day, every weekday on the Lapeef Network. Says, Umar is a hypocrite telling black men to marry black women, but he won't marry one. I'm a better black man than Umar Johnson, and you are. I agree with you, Trigger Mike, 100%. Yeah, I just said that. I agree because you are a reflection of the thing that you're advocating for. All right? Sharp Spears is in the building. I appreciate you. Says, love is purely derived from action and sacrifice. Agreed. 100% agreed. KONY says, Dr. Umar Johnson is snitching on himself. He is not married to his baby mama. He is not giving the black community, but he is not giving to the black community, but will rather take from the people. Newtown 22J says, as I said, we black folk emotionally weak. We beg like children for power. All others take. Other people stop being our problem years ago, shaking our head. Well, we just turn against each other now. Shout out to my dog Julian Rooks in real life. Show that Bentley said these content creators don't want to address Pearl directly because of her well-polished communication skills. She will let them dig a hole that they can't get out of before she utterly destroys them. So I guess it's not just me that see all of the wild hypocrisy that's happening out here in these streets. My dog, Chef, is in the building, says exactly. The strength of our community is so weak that we come together and attack each other based upon external forces. Our black community bond is currently based upon weakness, glue. I've been called the coon behind this BS. Oh, we all have. If you have a difference of opinion or a different perspective, and thank you, Chef, for the 20 ball, you can guarantee you definitely going to be called the coon, big dog. Is calling white snow bunny racist? Or what about black bear? Shout out to KLNY. The Gemini says, divide and conquer strategy. The spiritual warfare is real. It's been an agenda since the Tea Party. The agenda has always been to remove God from the people. I can acknowledge it has affected my home. That's deep. Thank you, Gemini. I appreciate you for the 10 ball. Service USA says, coming in late, but I have to watch the replay. Business first. Stay cooking, my brother. Thank you to Service USA for always holding me down. I appreciate you. All of my white women and my white men that support me on this platform, I appreciate y'all too. Adonis 1909 says there's a difference in how they fight masculinity. Black men, they make us the image of LGBT. White men, they just take their authority and power. There's no man that's under more attack right now than a great white man. Greatness to Work says he speaks on Rasheem Carter, who was beheaded in Mississippi and not making mainstream media, and should. It's a troubling story many don't know about. Hey, send that to my email. I want to know about that. Send that to my email. Brock says, pass a love offering. I say I appreciate you, and I mean that shit. Shout out to all of my bag chasers. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Shout out to the 18 people that hit the dislike today. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are definitely on my radar. Thank you for tuning in and tuning into the Millionaire Morning Show. And more importantly, thank you for watching that ad before you came into the show, because you definitely helping the bag chasers over here get to that bag. Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. I told y'all I had a full show ahead of me, and I definitely, certainly, most likely have a full show ahead of me. And the thing that I want to talk about right now is this beautiful young woman. This beautiful. What is she? What would y'all call her? What would y'all call this woman right now? This beautiful woman, modern woman, with her eyebrows done. She got her hair in the bun. She got her tattoos on. She got a white beater on. Yeah, we got her hair in the bun. She got her eyebrows done. Her tattoos is on. What would y'all call this woman right here? Half breed. I thought y'all said that anybody that had black in them was black. I thought that anybody that had black in them was black. Ain't this the type of woman that y'all want? Now, y'all don't want no good black woman like the woman that we highlighted yesterday. What's her name? Bukola? Y'all don't want no black woman. Beautiful Disaster, you so sweet. She says she cute. She cute. Well, let me tell you what I see happening on the internet. Metaphorically happening on the internet. This is what I see from these women on the internet. This is what happens in real life. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I'm going to be reading super chats throughout the show. Let's continue.
And thank you. Now to a breaking news update. Police are looking for the shooter who killed a pregnant woman and then left her body in the middle of the street.
And now Chicago police are telling us that pregnant woman was allegedly trying to rob a driver when she was shot. Just disturbing details in this story as it unfolds. CBS News' Asal Rizai live at the 25th District Police Station with more about what happened here.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Very unusual and devastating circumstances surrounding this shooting. Police say that the shooter took off, leaving hundreds of dollars in cash on that victim's body. The victim, 21-year-old and 7 months pregnant, was shot.
Now, wait a minute. You telling me that he made it rain on this chick after he did that? He made it rain on her? He left all of that money on her. So let's get this straight. This beautiful black woman, allegedly, was 7 months pregnant out here in these streets, trying to rob a nigga, trying to rob a dude, and caught a couple hot ones.
Multiple times after getting into a car, and police saying demanding money. We're told shots were fired both from outside of the car and from people inside of the car. In this video, you can see a big crime scene. This is near Laramie and Montana around 1 o'clock yesterday. Family and friends identified.
Not Montana. Is that Montana? Montana?
Her as 21-year-old Genesis Escobar. The shooting apparently happened near a family friend's home. They tell us they found Escobar shot in the street after hearing at least 4 gunshots.
They threw a bunch of money on top of her.
What does that represent in your opinion?
I don't know if...
They said you can have the money. Think about this, y'all. This is symbolic. This was a message to all of these hyenas out here in these streets. It was a message. They said, listen, you want to come over here, you want to do manly stuff, right? Genesis, you want to try to shoot at me, you want to do what it is that you do? Okay, I got you. Let me give you these hot ones because we're not going to discriminate. You wanted to be out here in these streets, we're going to give you these hot ones. And then they made it rain on her. We made it rain. They made it rain on her. They said, listen, you can have the money. But you're not going to rob me. You're not going to rob me. I got, if you look at my calendar, this Saturday, I got a refresher course for my CPO class. Every once in a while, I take a refresher course so I can brush up on my skills. I go over to the gun range just to make sure that everything is working properly, that everything is on top of things. I take my wife over to the gun range. Once my daughter come of age, I'm going to take her to the gun range. I'm going to make sure that she has her CPO, that she can carry legally, and that she knows how to use a pistol properly. I'm not against what it is that I see happening right here. I'm not against what I see happening right here. I don't care how pregnant you are. I don't care about any of that. If you're trying to possibly take my life and then take from me, I think that people have a right to defend themselves. I think that people have a right to defend themselves, and then they can make it rain on you. You wanted my money, here you go, but it come with a couple hot slugs to go along with it. It come with a couple hot slugs to go along with it.
If she was into some kind of trouble?
Now, we do know the shooter took off in an unknown car. The woman and her unborn baby, unfortunately, died at the hospital. Right now, police say they are investigating, and no one is in custody. I'm reporting.
I got a question for y'all in the chat. Let me show y'all what this woman looked like one more time. I got a question for y'all in the chat. A couple different questions, and then I'm going to read the super chats, all right? What do you think about the idea that this woman was about to bring a child in the world while doing some of the most egregious things on this earth? What does a 7-month pregnant woman look like? What is a 7-month? Let me look it up. I want to see what a 7-month. How does because I don't I had my kid 15 years ago. 7 months pregnant woman. Oh man, you showing and everything. You showing. Woman that is 7 months pregnant. Wow. Let me show y'all what a 7-month pregnant woman look like. That's 7 months right there. That's 7 months right there. You pregnant. That's pregnant right there. That means you ain't have enough love for your kid in order to not put them in a position to go out there and rob somebody? That's wild. That's wild. You 1 month away. You 1 month away and you willing to let everything go for this? And then they're going to sit here and tell me about how black men are the problem. They're going to sit here and tell us about how we care about our unborn babies. You don't care nothing about that baby. You ain't care nothing about the baby because you put your baby in a position to then have to die as a result of your bad decisions and actions. And see, this is what I'm telling you what leadership is. Leadership is doing the thing that's in the best interest of not yourself, but everybody else around you. It's the reason why we have big discipline. It's the reason why we go about doing things a little bit differently. It's the reason why I make sure no matter what happens that I make this decision that's in the best interest of my daughter every day. And this woman was willing. This woman right here. Let me show you to her again. This woman. You shared the link? All right, let me see the link in the description. You said you shared the link and Anton not telling the correct story. I'm telling you what it is that I just watched, what it is that I watched. Let me see the correct story. Where's the link at? Shadow Dragon TV says, hold on, let me see this. Matter of fact, I'm not going to look for the link. I'm going to just let y'all come up here. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for y'all to be able to get y'all rocks off. Whatever it is. See, I don't usually do this until Friday. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for y'all to get y'all rocks off, and then y'all can tell me about whatever it is happening. All right, there you go. There's the link for y'all to be able to come up and tell me what the heck is going on. If y'all got any smoke for me, if you want to call me a coon, whatever it is that you want to say, you are more than welcome to be able to come up and say it. All right? I'm not looking for it. Somebody said her boyfriend dropped her off there and dipped. Let me read some of these super chats while I'm waiting on y'all to come up and tell me, Anton from AntonDaniels.com, how you really feel. Shen C says, IG thought Set It Off remake. David Mosby says, Anton, watching you very closely, learning a lot. Everything is marketing and sales. No feelings and facts only. All held the bag chase. Make that a shirt. Hey, David, you giving away some of my tips that I'll be giving inside of the Patreon. Don't go into no details. All right? Don't go into no details. We got to be careful. We don't want the dusties to get ahead by getting any of our information. Coffee Boy says, it's not about money. It's about sending a message. The Joker. I agree. Sometimes you got to send a message. One Queen Lady. Now, you know I'm in love with One Queen Lady. She already gave me one compliment in Super Chat for the day. Says, I may have been born in March, but I will not be marching with people playing victim. It's time we take accountability. I agree, 1E or One Queen Lady E, and I love you. I'm in love with you. Ms. Bliss says, please address the Jeremy Brown tragedy. I've only seen Kristen address the subject. 28-year-old husband and father of 4 whose wife took his life. I heard about that on Facebook Live. Surprised we haven't seen black male content creators discuss it. Hey, Ms. Bliss, can you email me that story, AntonDaniels413@gmail.com, and I'll bring it up tomorrow on Friday. And then I'm gonna let y'all also get y'all big rocks off on Friday too. Shout out to you, Ms. Bliss, for bringing that to my attention. Y'all send me that story and I'll address it because sometimes I'll be having a lot going on. Aaron says, Passport Bros is prophetic. Hope y'all know that fleeing Western culture and the Bible and MTR and black content makers act like they don't say racial slurs. Chester Williams says, how she looked is independent of how she acted. Though the consequences are regrettable, I gotta call it like I see it. Facts. Shout out to y'all for all of the super chats. I appreciate y'all for continuing to rock with me. If y'all want to call in and get y'all big energy off, or y'all want to say whatever it is that y'all want to say, make sure y'all cammed up. I'm going to have y'all up on the platform, and we going to get it in. So, all right, we're going to start off with Darnell. Darnell is in the building. What's up, Mr. Nell? Uh-oh, he got on his army fatigue hat. I'm going to have to be careful.
Nah, it ain't no worries. There ain't no worries, man. How you doing today, man?
Man, I'm feeling phenomenal. How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm well, man. Thank you for having me on your platform, man.
Absolutely.
And thanks for even having this platform, though, man. This something very different than most YouTubers, man. I like your content, so I respect that.
Thank
brother.
you, my friend. I respect that too. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. I emailed you maybe about 2 weeks ago. This ain't no promotion. I don't work for nobody or nothing like that. But like you said, can't be no dusty. You like to get that bag. So
for sure.
I kind of want to let people know about my nonprofit if that's okay though.
Talk about it.
Well, I've been doing a lot of charities.
I'm gonna tell you though, Darnell. Most
Go ahead.
content creators, most other black content creators, they don't want you to highlight the stuff that you're doing positively. They don't want you to get your rocks off, but go ahead and promote it, big dog. Get that off.
That's why I reached out, man. I have a nonprofit called Masters in Humanity.
Okay.
We've been around since 2017. Basically, we just try to turn neighborhoods into communities and bring families back together.
Okay.
But the thing is, though, the reason I reached out, though, because it's a lot of people in my situation that's really struggling to try to really build something that's really that's deeper than me, or that's more community based. But we don't get that light. And we don't, even within our own neighborhoods, I mean, I ain't gonna call it really blackball, but, we get shunned a lot. So
Yeah.
I was just reaching out, though, man, and I did want to promote this brand, man, Blackberry, man. You feel me? Blackberry back in
It
effect,
ain't called
man.
Black
So
Bears. It's just called Blackberry, right?
yeah, Blackberry, yeah, the Blackberry, the phone company, now
I
they're
know
not
what
in
it
the
is.
phones anymore, Okay, so basically, they movie coming out in May. And not just only that, they got the new Apple 15 that's coming out. But the thing is, they news come out today. So I just wanted people to jump on some positivity, and get some money with me, So that's it,
That's what's
But
up.
I just
Tell
want
us how you can how they can reach you.
you can reach me at Darnell Masterson on Facebook. And you also could reach me at mastersonhumanity.com. That's my nonprofit. Like I said, we've been in existence since 2017, but I've been doing a lot of community work since 2011. So that's how people can reach out to me, man. I would just want to thank you again, and I'm gonna keep supporting you as well, brother.
Absolutely. Hey, make sure y'all go and check him out. Make sure that y'all spread the word. Absolutely love you. Thank you, my friend, for coming through.
Peace, brother.
Peace,
Thank
big
you.
dog. I had seen Chris down there in the chat, but he keep dropping off. So, Chris, I know you. I'm gonna try to wait for a couple more minutes for you to be able to come up. I don't know if there's anybody else that wanted to get off their thoughts, their energy of what it is that they think they want to say, something to me particular. Don't wait. I'll be a Huckleberry. I'm right here for you. I'll be here for you. How y'all feel about the show today? How y'all feel about this week in general? I'm looking at y'all up on the chat, up on the screen. I'm wondering how y'all feel. What up, Black Beauty? What's up, Lisa Butterfly? What's up, Stephen Day? Light Cooper is in the building. My dog, Kojak. What up, though? 313 family is in the building. Miles Bankhead says on my block, everything is fast easy. Let me get Chris up here. I think Chris is showing up. Let me see if I can get Chris. Chris, why you keep dropping off, big dog? Let me see if Chris dropped off again. I'm going to see if I can wait for him. Spaces says the show is fire. Beautiful Disaster is in the building. Classy Beats, my dog. Young Director is in the building. Says, as usual, I see y'all. Mike's here. I'm going to need you to get your internet together, Chris, because you keep dropping off, big dog. Robert says, great week. I like the money shows the best. I feel great, says Isaiah Jr. Sabina Bree said, we good. Social media sis is in the building. See if I can get Chris up here. Chris, big dog. Trying to wait for you, but it's a little dusty out there. If anybody else needs to cam up, y'all want to have a conversation, I got a couple minutes. Says, always got to catch the Millionaire Morning Show to start my day. Lovely Lisa says, say hey to Rita. Azriel said, excellent show. Noble Xavier is in the building. Beautiful Disaster says she loved me. Best stream going. Rise and Grind says, let me highlight Rise and Grind real quick. Rise and Grind says, just paying my tithes and great show as always. Trying to join, it keeps dropping, says Chris Bryant. That's you, big dog. I like Cooper says, it says a leak. All right, I like that. Thank you for correcting me. You said it says a leak. Chris, I'm going to give you another minute. Chris got to get that new Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra like I got. No problems. Trendy Lock says, been love this show. Let me see what David is talking about. David might have something he want to say to the people. What up, David?
What's going on, man?
Slow motion, my
doing?
dog.
Hey,
Turn down your
pause
YouTube.
that
Turn
real
down
quick.
your
I got
YouTube.
you on the TV.
Yeah, turn down the
Yeah.
YouTube.
So when I heard about this thing, because I didn't even know about the girl, whatever. But when I heard about it, I'm like, where is she gonna go when it comes to the kid? You know what I'm saying?
Who you talking
Like-
about specifically?
The baby mama that got shot up.
Oh, yeah, baby girl, yeah.
I'm like, how the kid gonna end up?
Mm.
If mama out,
the kid is
pulling
gone.
burners out on people. I know what I'm saying. If it didn't die,
Oh, they was gonna probably be stealing your tires.
Exactly. And I'm like, so
Yeah.
like, what do we do with that? You
They
know
was
what
gonna be
I'm saying?
stealing your tires.
What do we do with that?
What up,
Like,
Carrie Spencer?
That's basically where I was when it came to that. I'm like, where's the children going to end up if the parents are like that? You know what I'm saying?
You know, I said something. Somebody had sent me this story earlier, and that's how I found it. And I was talking to Rita, and I said I had a specific thing that I had said. My initial reaction to about the kid. I don't think I could say it on the internet though.
Yeah, I don't know. When I hear stuff like that, I be thinking to myself, like, this is dangerous. This is real dangerous to have people like that out there. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody
like,
shouldn't have kids, bro. Everybody shouldn't have kids.
By the way, I wanted to say something to you.
What's happening?
So I'm in your Patreon.
Yep.
I need a link with you.
You need to link with me? What you want to call,
yes,
a Zoom
sir.
call or something?
Well, I know you busy,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really respectful of people's time. I work very, very in depth with.
Where you located at?
I'm in the DMV.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I might be leaving soon and going in. I might be shipping out soon. So I was trying to see if I can just link with you on the phone, talk to you. I'm not
You gotta
just looking
email
for
me.
a mentor. I do email you.
You
But,
email me and you
I mean,
said, "Yo, Anton, I want a phone call."
Yeah, but it was
No,
like,
you
I
ain't
didn't
email
really-
me. You ain't email me, Dave.
No, I emailed you. I just didn't know. I didn't know.
When did you
exactly
email me? When did you email me?
It's been like what, 2 weeks, maybe
You
3.
emailed me
something
2
like that.
weeks ago.
Yeah, but you were saying there's a lot of people coming in. You were saying there's a lot of people.
No,
coming in.
you
It's
didn't
like
want to
about
wait.
200.
You didn't want to wait for a slot. That's what it is.
I can wait for a slot. I just don't know. I just don't know when I was leaving. That's what I was saying. I don't know when I'm exactly gonna be
So
leaving.
when you ship out, you're not gonna actually have a Send me an email. Send me an email, AntonDaniels413@gmail.com. I got some extra things that I'm doing to make sure I'm clearing a little bit of space. I have Rita clear some space for you.
I appreciate that. That's one of the things I wanted to ask you about, and I wanted to say too, thank you. I wanted to commend you, you and Mrs. Samuels really
Shout out to
and
Carrie.
specifically you, because there was things that there was a way I was thinking, that Umar Johnson style way of thinking, that Victim Olympics way of thinking, and you kind of came through and was like, look, nah, bro.
No, we
And it
throwing that
cleared
away.
things up for me.
Hey, I think all of the ladies in the chat, they want a piece of that, man. They like you.
I appreciate it.
Ladies said, yo, you in the DMV area. They said, shout out your Instagram for the ladies. We might be doing a little bit of Kendrick Cam right now.
I don't have.
You got a girl?
Instagram,
The ladies in the chat said they like you.
Well, I'm thinking I'm gonna do something with YouTube really soon, so they'll be able to see me. I'm in the.
You ain't gonna get the ladies your Instagram?
I don't have an Instagram. I'm not lying. I'm being serious. I work for the government. I got rid.
You ain't got no Instagram?
Nah, I used to live a little wild little lifestyle. My
ain't no way that the ladies can reach you. Give them your email address so they can send you a picture.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good right now. I'm trying to focus on my bag. I'm a bag chaser, people. I'm a bag chaser. So I'm trying to focus on
You
money
see
right
my
now.
guys? Y'all see my guys? My guys is disciplined. My guys is about that money. They don't move differently. They focus. They on top of their grind. They not trying to be out here in these streets.
Women. I love black women. I love all women. I love y'all, but I want to focus. I'm trying to get where Antoine is right now. So
see how my guys move. I told
that's
y'all
what I'm doing.
it's a lot of us out here. They just don't know it. Yo, shout out to you, Dave. Hey, send me that email, man. You got my email address, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will.
The
I'll let you, all right?
Lisa Butterfly told me to ask you a question. She says, "Are you team Kamala Harris or are you team Candace Owens?"
I'm team bag chase. I ain't worried about none of that.
Talk
I'm
to
worried about
him.
getting the
Talk
bag.
to him.
That's it. Just get the money and then everything else will be fine. Let's not worry about all that. I want to get, the money. That's where I'm at right now.
Talk to him, big dog. I see it.
I appreciate you, man, and thank you. Keep doing what you're doing because it's really, really needed out here. I don't know if people tell you that enough. You're
Thank
really
you, my
making a
friend.
difference. You really are hitting people. So, yeah, I'll holler at you, man. Have a nice one.
All right, big dog. Email me. Yo, Chris, you out here dropping off every single minute. What is going on with your connection, bro? Yo, my guys is out here about that bag, yo. They not out here trying to be being dusty with the rest of these people. You know what I'm saying? I got a whole army. Shout out to B. Taylor. B. Taylor, where you at? You at work? B. Taylor, cam up so I can get on your head again and then make another clip out of you. B. Taylor, what you doing? You at work? Cam up, B. Taylor, so I can make that connection for you. Get you a real man. Yeah. Yeah. What up, B? What up, B. Taylor in the building? Nah, let me get up out of here. I got the Friday show coming. Listen, make sure that y'all okay, let me get one more up here and see what we got going on. Let's see what we got going on in the streets and we're going to wrap it up. He dropped off too. Oh, well, listen, guys. All right, enough is enough. I got the Cam Up show coming tomorrow. You guys will be able to jump up here and give me your thoughts on the Millionaire Morning Show after we finish the live stream. I'm going to address a few things, including the stuff that I asked y'all to send me about the black woman that deleted her boyfriend on live on Facebook and a lot of other stuff, right? But we got a lot going on. This will not be the last time that you hear from me. We will be doing this tomorrow and every single weekday, Monday through Friday, 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. Make sure that you set your alarm. Make sure that you do the things that's in your best interest. And make sure that you go and get that bag. If you have not already, make sure you subscribe to the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I love you. I appreciate you, but I need you to do me one more thing before we get up out of here. Make sure you share this with your family and friends because this is the best show on the internet, bar none. All right? Share this with your family and friends. We don't want to be successful by ourselves. Shout out to my girl, Queen. Queen Lady E is in the building. She says, Anton, let me send you one more bag. She says, listen, King Sense, you taking Anton. He only get a pass if he your brother, though. Listen, every last one of the bag chasers is my family, love. I love you, Queen E. I can't wait to see y'all. We are making an announcement very, very soon. I'm trying to decide between Dallas and D.C. Dallas and D.C. I'm putting up a poll in the Patreon tonight. Y'all going to be able to vote between Dallas and D.C. for our next Patreon meetup. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.